Warren Buffett is visiting Japan after BlackRock has basically said that China's massive growth, which is happening right now, is going to start to flow over into Japan. What this means for JASMY, is it as enormous as everyone is anticipating? I'm going to dive into all of that in this video, so hit the like button and let's get into today's video. Now guys, as we jump across to Twitter, and a lot of this video is going to be based around Twitter, look at all this stuff about JASMY. There is so much hype and excitement about JASMY right now. Here, trending JASMY 2.7 million tweets in the same day. What is going on with JASMY? Why is there so much hype? And then we come down here, I have no idea why JASMY is stuck. So why is the JASMY price not moving when we've got all of this hype and excitement? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm seeing right now. Now, first of all, I just want to jump across and look at this, guys. BlackRock's CEO, Larry, thinks that Japan stocks are going to be benefiting from the flight of China. We know that the Chinese economy has been growing from strength to strength. Even throughout COVID, it was pretty much the only economy that was continuing to grow. And now we're seeing it taking further growth from other world markets. This is very, very interesting because a lot of that growth is now flowing into Japan because China is now building up other allegiances in the region, given what's happening in the rest of the world. We're also seeing Warren Buffett, the world's most successful investor, visiting Japan, looking to invest into various other shares in Japan. And yet people are tagging this as something to do with JASMY. And yet I don't think it is anything to do with JASMY. If you know anything about Warren Buffett, you will know that he is looking to make like 6 to 7 or 8% a year through the various stocks and shares he is using because, guys, he's worth billions of dollars. Doesn't care about JASMY, okay? Sorry, I know you're probably getting very upset about this, but this is very dangerous. And Twitter, for JASMY in particular, is so dangerous because people are like drawing connections between like CEOs of BlackRock and the world's most successful investor going to Japan, and this means that JASMY is going to boom, and we must be all investing in JASMY right now. And then they can't really understand why JASMY is not booming. Now, I'm invested in JASMY, but I do know this. Right now, we're in the market. We're probably in phase 1. And JASMY, I would put in a phase 4 altcoin season. So we are not likely to see significant pumps in the JASMY price anytime soon. And I know that probably upsets many people because many people are like 100% of their portfolio in JASMY, which is extremely worrying and definitely not something you should be doing, when really we've got chances to see growth in the likes of Bitcoin, Ethereum and other large caps, and then we can take profits from that and put it into JASMY down the line. By that time, JASMY might start to see some growth. Now, if you watched one of my videos the other day where I was talking about confirmation bias, then this will make a lot of sense for you. I talked about confirmation bias because when we hold cryptocurrencies, whether it's JASMY or hbar or Cardano, whatever it is, then we tend to look for confirmation bias. What that is we have a belief something being a good investment, that's why we bought it, and then all we want to look for from now on is just evidence that supports my decision to buy JASMY coin. Therefore, anything that's close to me thinking I'm going to get some good returns on my money, such as Warren Buffett in Japan, that must be connected to JASMY. That's what people are doing, okay? And it's very, very dangerous and something you need to be aware of. I am not by any means saying that JASMY is a poor investment. I actually think that it's a phenomenal investment. JASMY is a decentralized data democracy. We know that there is big problems in the world with the likes of Google, with Facebook, and various others using and having a monopoly on data. With that data, then sharing it with other people who perhaps they shouldn't do. And this is what we are lacking. We need a decentralized organization that's going to allow us to provide our data or give our data back, but at least be rewarded back for it in the form of JASMY tokens, which we can then use to pay for other things. It's a very cool concept. And I do think that it is one of a kind. I do think that given that they're in Japan, a highly innovative economy, and yes, Warren Buffett is over there because they're making lots of grounds and investing into innovation. Yes, that could potentially be a bullish thing for JASMY, but perhaps not as directly bullish as many might think. Now, in the shorter term, I do see that we are going to potentially see some growth for JASMY, but I just don't think it's going to be as astronomical as many people are thinking right now. Therefore, I am willing to have some exposure to JASMY, and I have been buying during these recent times. But like me, guys, if you understand that path to altcoin season, then you'll understand that maybe JASMY right now might be a little bit slow in terms of its growth. We can see that Bitcoin has been having some very aggressive growth over the last few weeks, or at least since the start of this year. We've seen Bitcoin rallying nearly 88%, whereas in contrast, JASMY since the start of this year is currently sat up just 48%, which, given the size of the market cap compared to Bitcoin's, which is absolutely significantly more tiny than Bitcoin's, you would expect it to be much higher. However, we can look into this chart and we can see some interesting chart patterns emerging. And now, what we can see, and I did talk about this in a previous video where we had a buy zone down here, and you can see that we actually perfectly got into that buy zone, and I was making a video down here, and I did say that it would more than likely take a bounce from this area. Now, it did bounce at one point up around 41%, currently sat quietly at 23%. If we zoom out a little bit further, things are looking good for JASMY, bearing in mind that we are in this sustained downtrend that is squeezing us lower and lower, and we eventually will be running into an apex. Now, I do think that we could potentially see something like this, and it would be around sort of August, September time before we're starting to look to break out of this pattern for JASMY. Now, that happens, then it's an extremely positive thing. I obviously could be wrong. So if you are interested in this token longer term and you are interested in dollar cost averaging into JASMY, then it's probably a good idea. But I want to show you something else that's going to show you that it's not likely we're going to see a huge amount of JASMY anytime soon. Now we come across to the coin market cap. Let's just take the contract here. We can see it's an Ethereum, just we can copy it. And then we're going to come across this, the token analyzer, which if you're subscribed to my channel, then you will have already seen this in play. We can see that there are an additional 39 new wallets today. Now, given that JASMY's market cap currently sits at $200 million, that means we're going to need a significant amount more wallets to be arriving into JASMY in order to see JASMY's price really starting to grow anytime soon. Therefore, it's not really likely that right now we're going to see a huge amount of growth. We can come down below and we can see some more information on this cool website, which is called June.com, and you can access this. If you're subscribed to my channel, then you would have already accessed this before, and it's the token analyzer, right? And you can see these are the kind of like the portions or the amount of people who are buying in, and this is over the last sort of 30 days or so. You can see that this sell here took a big profit, $1,700, but you can really see that there is not a huge amount of accumulation. We're looking at the buys. Look at the amount of accumulation coming in. There is nothing particularly significant, okay? If we look at the buys, the biggest buy in the last like 30 days is $4,000. So be very cautious of just assuming too much because of all this hype that you're seeing right now on Twitter. Also, if you come across to the JASMY bubbles, the bubble maps, you can see that JASMY fairly well distributed. This is, I believe, is a Binance wallet here, or JASMY deployer. There is a Binance wallet, which we can see is very, very big, currently around 27%. There is a lot of other tokens in there. And yes, it is bullish that perhaps in the future, Binance suddenly says, oh, yes, JASMY is what we're going to put and publicly list it again. Some of the JASMY pairs that got delisted before and remove it from the innovation zone. But, don't just buy into all that narrative you're seeing about JASMY on Twitter. I do believe one day it's going to be heading somewhere very exciting, but I don't think it's going to be happening extremely quickly. This is something you need to be doing. Also, if you're holding JASMY and you want to find a secure place to hold it, well, I'm holding mine in this biometric fingerprint scanner wallet, okay? You can get one through the link down below in the description. That's a discounted link, so you won't get that discount anywhere else. There's over 2,000 supported coins here. And as you can see, JASMY is one of them, okay? So if you want to hold JASMY, you have other coins, and you want a hardware wallet, this is probably the best that is out there. It connects via Bluetooth. You don't need any wires. Connects to your phone, Android, iOS, whatever it is, guys. Link for that down below in the description. It's called a Decent wallet. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video today. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.